Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? We're going to be trying a few more new goodies from Charlotte Tilbury. So recently I did a full face trying a bunch of makeup from Charlotte Tilbury that was available at Ulta, and it was really my first experience with the brand, like really diving into the products. Before that I'd only tried a lipstick, a palette I got in a lucky bag. It wasn't something I had chosen. And I ended up being really impressed. So I think about a week or 2 weeks ago, I saw that Charlotte Tilbury was having a 20% off site-wide sale, and I decided to pick up a few more products that I was really intrigued about that weren't available at Ulta. Probably gonna be another full face of Charlotte Tilbury kind of day, but I just feel like these products have really been working for me, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, is it because she's a fellow redhead? Like we have a vibe going? I don't know. But let me show you what I picked up. I grabbed the Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I know I have definitely talked some ish about in the past because I've swatched this in Sephora and I thought that it was too dark for me. I could possibly be a little bit delusional, but I convinced myself to purchase it anyways because the lighting in Sephora I feel like is always off. Like it's drab and dark and dreary and just, well, let me go back a little. I only have Sephora in Kohl's near me. I don't have a freestanding Sephora, and the lighting is just not good. And I thought, you know what? Did I really swatch the lightest shade, or was it the lightest shade that was available in the tiny little stand that Charlotte Tilbury had? The tiny little amount of space. I don't know. I don't know if it was the lightest shade that I swatched. It might have been shade 2. I was able to grab it on sale, so I'm hoping that it works for me. I grabbed the shade 1, which is fair, and some of these shades are available in like little tiny versions, but the fairest shade is not. The packaging is really nice, and I feel like the shade, it looks a little bit deeper than my skin tone, but it looks neutral, which I appreciate because for me, I don't like the texture of the e.l.f. dupe of this, the Halo Glow liquid filter, and I also don't like the tone. The undertone is just very orangey. It does not look natural on my skin. So we're gonna give this a go today. Is it a wand? It is a wand. Okay, let me show you what else I got before we start applying because sometimes I get ahead of myself. I also grabbed the Magic Vanish Under Eye and Face Cheat for intense color correction. Charlotte Tilbury always coming through with the hella long names, but this is basically a color corrector, and I grabbed the shade Fair Pale. And actually I think some of y'all recommended this to me. That's why I didn't even know about this, and I got some comments that I should try it. The packaging is just like the tiniest, cutest little baby, and that's what it looks like. I feel like it has like a peachy tone to it. It's not like in your face corrector, but I'm curious to try it out. I like that it's like a smaller packaging. I also like that it's not in a pot where I have to dig my finger in, because if I'm wearing nails, I can still get into this without, you know, any product getting behind the nail, which is just like a personal pet peeve, a grievance of mine recently. And then I also grabbed the Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Complexion Perfection Eye and Face Micro Powder, and this is in the shade Fair Medium. And basically this is a white brightening powder, and I know some of y'all are gonna judge me for this, but I was watching Declan Hill's most recent favorites video, and she mentioned this, especially with like having more fair skin, that this was just a product she was really loving, and I wanted to give it a try because when she put it on her skin, like even with her makeup done, I could genuinely see where it was applied and see the brightness. And I have a product similar to this from Pat McGrath, but I feel like it's more translucent. It doesn't really brighten as much. So I'm curious to give it a go, and I did buy the mini size. They have a bigger one available, but I just got the little baby, which I think will be perfect, especially because I don't use a ton of powder and I'm only going to be using it like very specific spots that I want to brighten. Lastly, I got some of the newest lippies from Charlotte Tilbury. I grabbed Icon Baby, and I've heard that this is a little gritty, but I saw a redhead on TikTok who had like very similar complexion and coloring and everything to me, and she put this on and it looked beautiful. So I just wanted to give it a go. Like, does that not look like such a stunning nude? And then I also grabbed the Icon Baby lip liner, which I was interested in, but the Ulta I went to, they didn't have this out with all of the other lip liners, like I think someone might have taken it or it went missing, because everything else there was a sample for and this shade there was not. But again, I just think this combo looks super, super pretty. I also pulled out some of the other stuff I already have from Charlotte Tilbury. We can do another like full face moment. Just like kind of probably simple eyes, just like really focusing on the skin. I definitely go through phases with my makeup, but I feel like right now I 100% have a brand crush on Charlotte Tilbury. So let's go in with the Flawless filter first, just to see what this looks like. I feel like I have a lot riding on this. Okay, it is looking a little yellowy, but that could be okay just depending on how sheer it is. I don't know how much I need to apply this. I'm gonna stop, and if we need to add more, we can add more. Also, the only thing I have on my skin right now, other than a little bit of brow action, is a moisturizer from Round Lab. This is some K-Beauty, which I just did a haul on, a bunch of K-Beauty products. Okay. This has like a little more thickness to it. Not in a bad way by any means. I'm just making an observation. I mean, there's a little glow going on. I wouldn't say it's like in my face glowy, but I like the way it feels on the skin. I think that looks pretty, and I do feel like the color is sheer enough and like okay enough that I think I could wear it on its own. Like if I wasn't feeling foundation, I just wanted to go with a little bit of glow. I feel like I could get away with that. So let's let that sit for just a second, and I'm gonna go into the under eye corrector before we go in with foundation or anything else. Now my hands are slippery and it won't open. It has like a really nice thin creamy texture. I feel like I put my finger down, I was able to get pigment right away. It's definitely not feeling thick, which could be a potential issue with a pop pore like this. So I'm just gonna really concentrate that right here underneath my eyes where my bags are the worst, where I have a little bit of that blue pigment. So I think that did do some correcting. I wouldn't say it's like a full coverage corrector. I think it feels thin under the eyes, but the real test is going to be how concealer lays over it and how it wears throughout the day. So I'll definitely have to get back to you guys on that one. So let's just keep up with the theme of everything and go into the Beautiful Skin line, starting off with the Beautiful Skin foundation. This is in the shade 1 Neutral, which is the lightest shade available. I honestly went in with just one pump. I'm not trying to get a ton of coverage today. I'm gonna sheer it out a little bit more. Oh, but it does look really pretty. I like the combo right off the bat. I don't know what's wrong with me. I go through cycles of phrases, and right now I can't stop saying right off the bat. I've been editing my videos and getting annoyed at myself because I'm like, right off the bat, right off the bat, right off the bat. I'm like, I don't even watch baseball. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think that looks pretty. I mean, obviously, like I said, I only went in with a little bit, so it's not giving full coverage by any means. I wanted it to look a little bit lighter, but it definitely looks more glowy. I'm not surprised that the two products are combining together beautifully. Like they were obviously made with each other in mind. That is one nice thing. I'm not like a brand loyal person where I'm like, let me just use all of everything every day like together. Like I like to have fun with my makeup and switch it up. But sometimes when you use an entire line together, you can really see the vision and everything just melts and blends beautifully. Next, let's go into the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I have the shade 1 Fair. Again, this is the lightest shade. I've really been liking this. I can't remember if I mentioned it in my favorites video last month or not. I might not have, just because it's newer to my life, but I think it's a beautiful concealer that I really haven't heard many people talking about. So I'm just gonna kind of brighten underneath my eyes, brighten in a few spots on my face. I actually think I might go in with just a touch of my NARS Chantilly concealer, because I've got a spot right here that's just screaming to be seen. A little dab of spot concealing right there. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my A506 from BK Beauty. Just gonna tap that into the skin. I really like how this concealer is on the lighter side, but it still has some coverage to it. It has a glow to it. I just think it looks natural on the skin. but not in like a natural, like I'm not wearing makeup kind of way, because I don't necessarily want that out of a concealer. It's just like a perfect happy medium. Like I feel like that looks really pretty. And with the corrector underneath, looks nice. I was trying to decide what order I want to do things, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to focus more on the powders because I've been playing with the creams a lot, but maybe we can do like a fully like set look and just see how it turns out. So I'm going to start off with the setting powder in the shade Fair Pale, and I'm just going to grab a touch of that and just lightly set my whole face. Just a small amount. And I'm not going underneath my eyes just because I'm going to use another powder there momentarily. Let's go into the bronzer in the shade Fair Pale. I've broken it so it can be a little messy, but just going to pick up just a touch. Just kind of throwing that onto the cheekbones and then up into the forehead. Just a very, very natural bronzer. And then I was thinking, let's go into the Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide Palette. I believe this is the light medium shade, and it's a really pretty duo. I'm going to use the pink blush today, working it into the apples of my cheeks. And then there is a highlighter in this duo, but I have really, really been enjoying the Moonlit Glow Highlight Single. I just feel like it's a really neutral, very natural shade for fair skin. I'm using the same brush because I love using the same brush over and over again, just dipping into that and just doing a dab right at the tops of my cheekbones. See how pretty that is? Now going into the little tiny baby brightening powder. Just gonna pick up a touch and we're gonna pop it on right here. Do you see it brightening? Because I feel, I don't know, maybe just a little right here. I feel like it kind of just looks translucent on me. Don't know that it's doing that much. Okay, we'll just have to keep testing that out. I'm gonna go very, very simple with the eyes. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner, and I'm just going to line my waterline with that. I do have a little bit of mascara on from earlier. It's just, I'll show you in a second. It's the smallest amount of this K-Beauty mascara in a brown shade. It's the Curl Infects from Etude. And I can add just like a little bit more. When I do my makeup really natural, I love just doing my upper lashes. For my inner corner, I'm also going to go in with just a little bit of Moonlit. Just right here. Add a little bit more brightness. Lastly, let's do Icon Baby. I recently saw a trick for lining your lips that kind of changed, not my life, but definitely changed my makeup routine, because I feel like I have two lines. Like, I don't know if you can tell, like I have like an extra crease, and I feel like it makes my lipstick look messy a lot of times. So I've learned that you need to like really pull your lips to do the lip line and just focus on that versus like trying to worry about the other indents. It's called a double lip liner trick or something. I saw it on TikTok, but it's actually very helpful. So it looks silly. It looks silly, but I do this and just really hollow the line. Shade looks so good. Now for Icon Baby. The lip liner already has me super excited. Okay, I do feel the gritty texture, but it's not throwing me off because I already was expecting it. So it does feel like there's minuscule pieces of sand in the lipstick, but it looks so pretty. I think that actually might be my perfect nude. I just wish it was slightly more comfortable. I'm curious if I put a gloss on top, if it'll make it a little bit less gritty. Just going in with Milk Tea from Kaja. Helps a lot. So let's talk about everything I tried today. I will say that the Flawless filter, I was wrong about the shade. I think that it does work for my skin tone, and I definitely do like this one over the e.l.f. version. I can say that with my full chest, but I will continue to test it out and keep you guys updated. Of course, that goes for every single thing that I tried in this video. The brightening shade, I'm like slightly disappointed by because I don't know that I actually saw a difference. I think it also kind of just looked very translucent, very similar to the Pat McGrath shades that I already have. The corrector I think looks nice. I think it looks good with the Beautiful Skin concealer over top, but again, that's something that long term have to keep you updated on. As far as Icon Baby goes, I do really like the color, but the texture is very strange, not super comfortable. I knew what I was getting into and I still wanted to try it, and I'm not disappointed. I think that this is a lip look that I could potentially be very happy with, and especially the lip liner. It's just a normal one, normal shade, no weird texture. The lipstick is what's throwing it off a little bit, but I still see myself reaching for this combo. I think it's stunning, and a gloss does make it more comfy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for your recommendations for some of these products, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!